What's up, everybody? It's Erica from the Classy Climb blog. On the road, Dallas. A little late. It happens. So here's my thing. It's Freedom Friday. You know, every Freedom Friday we bring it to you, the truth to the people. And here's my problem. People don't like facts. That's just the truth. They don't like facts. They like feelings. They like opinions. And anytime you give them the numbers, you know, they like, whoa, Erica, no. Whether you're talking about police brutality, whether you're talking about just about anything nowadays, you know, someone was giving me the numbers. Hey, police shoot more white people than black people, Erica. And I said, of course they do. There's way more white people in America. So it should be like 1,000 white people shot a year and maybe 20 black people, right? But we know those numbers aren't true. So again, it's all about numbers, all about stats. Now, there's a common misconception. There's something I'm going to say. You may be offended. Feel free to be offended. Make sure everybody can hear me. Hit 1 in the comments because I have the headset on as I'm driving. The highway's loud. So please hit a 1 so I know you can hear me. So here's a couple stats. We're going to throw them out there. All right. Thank you, Ben, the bartender. Okay. So here's a couple stats. Out of like the 28 million small businesses in America, 24 million of them have like less than like, they have like 20 to like 300 employees. So they're really small. And a lot of people go, well, Erica, you know, there's jobs everywhere. Yes, there's jobs everywhere, but a lot of times you're going to work for smaller companies. And even in, like, there's just another stat I give out called, and so again, the reason I give that stat is many people don't understand that a bulk of business, when you get hired, it's through referrals and internal hiring. Small businesses that got 50 employees have a hard time pulling someone on staff and training them. So you'll go into a warehouse, like my cousin's working at a warehouse currently. It's all white dudes, and they all know each other because they just were all referred. It's not racism. It's just that's how it works. If you got referred in, someone said, hey, I got a job over here, come on over. That's kind of how it works. People don't like hearing that, but that's just the truth. Please make sure, can you guys still hear me? Okay, good. I see somebody saying, yes, they can hear. Okay. Secondly, this is a stat people hate. They will say up and down, Erica, no way. 1 in 10 Asians own a business on paper. 1 in 34 whites, 1 in 54 Hispanics, and 1 in 108 blacks. Now, immediately people are like, you're just saying that. That's racism. That can't be true. That's not true, Erica. But this is true. Now, when people say Asians, the first thing they're thinking is just Korean, Chinese, Japanese. You're not even thinking about Indian Americans. Indian Americans are labeled Asian on documents, okay? But if you want to narrow it back down to actual just Asians, take out the East Asians. Asians in America are a small number. Like certain areas, they're only like 5 million max, right? So a lot of the places they congregate is Chinatowns, Koreatowns. In Houston, a ton of Koreans in Houston. In Dallas, a huge Koreatown there. Here in Austin, a huge Chinatown. A lot of Shane's own a lot of stuff in Austin, okay? Then you go to the East Coast military bases. I hate to say it that way. And California, that's it. It's not like Asians are everywhere. Hence, people thinking this number is crazy. So in those concentrations, it's going to be more likely that that Asian person opens a business to work with each other. Do you know what I'm saying? People get so upset when I say these numbers. They're like, there's no way. A ton of Indian American people I have met own businesses on paper, and they be selling stuff on eBay. They be like, I need to take write-offs. And I start laughing because I'm like, good for you. Good for you that you've come to America and realized how our system works. Good for you. Now, again, on the Hispanic level, it might be higher than that. We don't know. A lot of them Hispanic guys be working on the side, under the table, all kind of stuff. Black people. Again, I think the number 1 in 108 is off and misleading. I think there's a ton of black people who are hustling, Ubering, Lyfting, doing all this other stuff, you know, but not fully employed kind of thing, right? Or they have a hustle. Sometimes the thing they do, hair, braiding hair, all kind of stuff. I've met countless people who've gone through the credit repair and also just getting consultations from me who've braided hair for years and never reported taxes on it. I ain't trying to get them in trouble. I'm just saying. There are people who are doing all kind of things, but the reason I teach this stuff the way I do, and the reason I'm doing the credit repair business class is like, you've got to start training people around you to do things the right way. What is the right way? Get the EIN number, get the business bank account. Yeah, can you use business as a DBA? Sure. But do you want these $100,000, $50,000 credit cards and business lines of credit? You're going to have to be an LLC or corporation. That's just facts. I didn't make up the rules. I'm just playing by it. Don't hate the game. Don't hate the rules. Learn the rules so you can learn how to win and play and get all that you deserve. Figure it out, and I think people get really offended when I throw out these numbers. Again, 66% of all jobs are paying less than $20 an hour. Less than $20 an hour. I just showed it yesterday on the video yesterday. So what does that say? If you are a person who has a skill that pays $35, $40, $50 an hour, you are winning. You are winning. Right? Exactly, Ben the bartender. Exactly, make community great again. There's just these people who are saying things because they feel them. They're like the other day, like today, I went into the store and walking in, holding my head up. I'm sashaying because, damn it, I'm good looking. So I'm sashaying up in there. I go get something and I ask for cash back, and the lady wouldn't put the money in my hand. She put it in my bag like that, like ugh. And this is some little, poor little white woman working at Walgreens. And instead of getting upset or I just had to think, this poor lady, for whatever reason, is having a bad day. But I'm having a damn fabulous one. And I'm going to keep on having a fabulous one, regardless. And it's little things like that where who knows what her reasoning is. Maybe her back hurt. Maybe her shoulders hurt. Maybe her butt hurts. Who knows what was going on with her. But what happens in America, we're going off feelings instead of off of facts. Right? These are the facts. And so even this weekend, as I'm going to go talk about tax liens, I'm still going to educate for the first 20 minutes. Dre and them can't stop me from doing that. Because I think to say, hey, you should do this technique, but there's no additional education around it is dangerous. For people to be out here like, I'm flipping homes. I'm a wholesaler. I'm a bird dog. Those things, even if you try to teach someone how to wholesale, or you teach someone how to flip houses, or you're teaching someone something, if you don't give them enough information, they won't be able to do a well job. Does that make sense? Like even now as I'm doing this credit repair business course, I want you guys to ask me questions because I've been doing it so long that I forget little stuff. I'd be like, oh yeah, I do that too. Oh, because it's just a part of my process, right? So really I just go in my notebook and follow my process. I get up every day, I check my systems, I see what's going on with money and keep it moving. But you maybe don't know that because you haven't been doing it. So I always have to say, ask me the questions, make sure I'm not forgetting some steps, make sure I'm not forgetting a part of the everyday steps I do. So you have to write a manual for yourself. And that with any of the courses I'm teaching, if you guys go in there, you see it. That's a big part of what I say. It's a part of my daily routine, my hour block. A great book to get is The One Thing by Gary Keller. Because if you don't manage your time, it will manage you. I meet people all the time who are like, oh girl, I got kids, I'm so tired, I'm running around with these kids and doing all that stuff. And then you really look at their schedule. Okay, you went to the soccer game, that was an hour. Okay, then you got the kids back in the car, you took them, got them something to eat, then you just dropped them off the house, and then they stayed up late, went to bed late, so in the morning they got up late. You know what I mean? It started with you, right? The burden is on the parent to control that ship. And yes, people get tired, and that's exhausting, and hence why I think it takes two parents in a home to hold that down, because it's a lot with kids. Now, back on topic of business. Let me get back on topic. The thing about the numbers, people hate the numbers. And when you say, Erica, you can't afford a new car. People like, damn it, Erica, I can afford a car. Don't you tell me I can't afford a car. And I go, look, bub. And you start hearing car commercials tomorrow. Do you make $350 a week and you got bad credit? Then you can get a car. Okay, first of all, if they're making $350 a week, where do they live? Are they on subsidized housing? Are they living with people? Okay, they get a car. You done take, even if the car payment is $350, now you done took 1 week of their full work money away from them. So they're gonna have to work extra. A young lady from our BSF group was saying she was going to go buy a car, Honda Elantra or something, a Elantra or something like that. And she said the dealership was like, yo, we can get you $1,000 off if you sign up and drive for Uber. So Uber done made some deal with the car dealerships now, because they know these people cannot afford to get in these cars otherwise. They know overall these people cannot afford to be in these cars. That's just facts. The numbers are the numbers, man. And when I tell people, they're like, I want $1 million, Eric, I want to make $1 million. Let me tell you, from making your business make $50,000 a year to make $100,000 a year is going to make you almost pull your hair out. Then trying to get your business from $100,000 to $250,000. You're talking about processes, you're talking about services, you're talking about adding people on staff. People really don't believe the hype. Like right now, I have 4 different people I'm trying to pay to put together information for my Instagram. 4. I've got 3 people I'm going to put together to be helping me with the content on here on the YouTube, to go back and fix up stuff, to edit stuff, to clean stuff up, to make ads. And these are all like little gig workers where they're not full-time working for me. They're just hired for certain things. And so when people sit here and try to tell you, yeah, man, you can make $1 million all by yourself, shipping stuff from Amazon, bro, you're going to be shipping night and day. Go look at any of the videos of people who are doing massive amounts of FBA shipping. They are in warehouses. They are in bigger locations. They have staff. Ty Lopez has a team of 20 people to make the Ty Lopez show work. And they own staff full-time in an office. Leads and internet and you name it. They're in there doing it. Marketing, ads, all of it. So when people say, oh, Eric, I just want to work from home. I want to make an extra $50,000 a year. And, I don't know what you're trying to do, baby. I'm just trying to figure out what you're trying to do. You just trying to get a little bit more money, be comfortable, or what you're trying to do. So let me look on here. Damn. Y'all got some comments. Y'all gotta wait till I get a little bit more steady in the room. Yeah, maybe she works a bunch of crappy jobs. I don't know. She was older. $350 a week is $1,400 a month before taxes. That is a job I consider for a teenager, maybe. Star Love, can you elaborate on how your credit repair system works? My service? So usually here it is on my service. What we're trying to do is I usually limit it for owning a business. That's the goal here on this channel. Not because I'm discriminating against people. If you're trying to buy a home or you're trying to buy a car, I can work with you too. But usually when people have a goal, it works better. If not, 2-3 years later, they're back with the same problem. When you're working on people's credit repair, essentially what we're going to do is people usually send me, and that's the best way forward, for them to send me their reports. I review them. We talk on the phone, a consultation. We talk about how we can fix, what are some things we can fix on my side, and what are some things they can fix on their side. Because if you think credit repair is you just send your stuff off to somebody and they do all the work and then, wow, you're back to 700 credit by yourself, that's just not realistic. And if anybody's promising you that, I feel really sorry. The key here is working together as a team. You got to send me documentation and updates. You also have to be on your end trying to improve getting positive credit lines, credit payment history. So that's usually how it works. I have a whole playlist of credit repair videos if you want to go watch those. So we can keep this one kind of on and on. People hate facts. Right. So I see what you're saying. Make sure you guys hit the like button. It's like 45% of you in here. So that's right, Bid Department, they have staff. Here's the thing, it is about standards. Again, I tell you all the time about this one guy. He used to be a manager at one of the jobs I worked at. And I felt like he was smart and intelligent and could do a lot more. But I felt like he didn't, because if you brought it up, he's like, well, I'm doing better than all my family. And he was comparing himself to his sister who had 8 kids on welfare and a brother that was in and out of jail. But he was intelligent, not just me saying it because he sounded smart, but like I knew he was smart. Like he had a full ride to college, but really couldn't go because his parents died. His mama died younger, then dad had died, so it was really just him and the other 2 siblings. And it's like, you have to look outside your neighbors. If you really want to set the standard, you have to look outside your neighbors. Like even now, where I live, I like it. Luxury apartments, I like it. But I want to move downtown. And some people are like, it's so expensive downtown. It's so expensive, man, you can't do it. I'm like, look, you have to elevate yourself. What does it require for you to live there? That's just one of those things, Or if I stay there, then I'm going to travel a lot more. If I'm not going to use that money to live downtown, then I'm going to travel a lot more. Because, this is the standard I'm going to set. But as I'm setting that standard, that means people in the office have to be able to follow the manuals while I'm gone. They got to be able to do all the stuff without me needing to give them input. That means the guy who puts together the clips for Instagram got to be able to do it without me, hey, do this. They got to be able to do it. And that means you got to have a standard operating process for them to do it. So again, there's a lot of people believe in the hype of, oh man, I'm gonna start a business and it's gonna be so great and I'm gonna make all this money. And they don't realize there's like, when you go to work at your job, when you work for somebody else, you're just doing a part of the work, just a part. You're just on this floor and this floor does whatever. But when you own the business, you have to create the system and make sure all the jobs get done, right? If you don't check the emails, who's going to check it? Okay? If you don't make sure the payroll is straight, who's going to do it? And even if it's just paying yourself, you got to make sure it's straight. So that's just some of the things, the tips. I want to go on that one. Hello, Lisa. Where's Cold Jam? Yeah. This Trent Davis is a trip. 1,400 is my lunch money for the week. It could be. Listen. It could be. There are people who have the most expensive thing on your budget is going to be food and entertainment. You can print off your debit card or your bank's statement for this month, and no matter who you are, it's going to be food and entertainment are going to be the highest. Because that's just, everybody got to eat. Don't mean you got to eat 4-star meals every day, but everybody got to eat. So a lot of it is what's in your budget. And then when I talk to people, they be like, oh, people are always trying to make me get on this Dave Ramsey plan, Erica. Well, if you don't like the Dave Ramsey plan, baby, go make some more money. But at the end of the day, if you make $1 million and you spend $1,000,001, you still got a problem. So budgets matter. And kind of having a general knowledge of how much you're spending on a daily basis and a weekly basis matter, right? Because I had one student that I was training when I first decided to do this credit repair business. He was just like, I spend about 100 a day. I was like, okay, so your goal is to make 150 a day, right? Like, let's do simple math. If you spend 100 a day, and then on top of that, you put, your rent or whatever for your apartment, divide that by 30. What do you need to make every day? In the end, we decided he needed to make 300 a day. That was his goal. Doesn't mean he's going to hit it every day. But you have to have knowledge of where you're at, because the person can only help you as far as you're knowledgeable, right? You have to be educating yourself and increasing yourself. What's up, Derek Bailey? What's up? All right, President Hudson. Char Love, I have a whole book. You can either grab Money on Tap book, or you can grab the Book Smartphone Millionaire book. Money on Tap talks about different hustles you can do. At the end of the day, I know people don't want to use driving, but it depends on your computer skills. Do you have the computer skills to stay at home? Do you have the computer skills to do data entry? Get some of these part-time jobs. I mean, there's one I'm always talking about here. A lot of the hotels, reservations, are hiring people that work from home. But you got to have a quiet room, at least one separate quiet room, high-speed internet, a desktop, laptop, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, desktop, and a phone line. So some people would already be knocked out of that qualification because they got kids at home making noise, they got other stuff going on. But there's a huge bulk of people working from home. Again, there's a conundrum between, hey, the work I want to do and the work I don't want to do. Again, Trent Davis said landscaping. Yeah, landscaping. You can go walk dogs for people. You can go on rover.com. You can house sit dogs at your house while their family is gone. There's all kind of stuff you can do. Yes, service business. Been the bartender. But yeah, this weekend, so a little bit later today, I guess I'll give you guys, either I'll record it and upload it, or I'll do like a live video so you can kind of see Andre and everybody on the scene really briefly, and then shut the phone off or whatever. Then and I might put some of that on Instagram too. And then tomorrow you'll see some of me doing some live speaking. I don't think I'm gonna have the phone on the whole time. I've got to double check with the way the room's set up and my tripod, see if that'll even work while I'm at the event tomorrow, seminar tomorrow. So I think that'll be good, but we'll see. Definitely, guys, hit the like button today before you leave, because I know some of you are in and out. You're on your lunch break, and that's great. Thank you for showing up. But hit that like button before you roll out the door. Another thing I was going to talk about today is from yesterday. Some people sent me an email like, Erica, immigration, because I was saying that easy jobs are gone. Immigration is terrible for America. Now, here's the problem with that. Since the 1980s, a bulk of all the children even born in America are from immigrants. Legal, of course, but also illegal. And the problem with your statement is a bulk of these businesses you're seeing, someone made in the comments, I don't know their name, I'm not trying to pick on them, but they were like, most people don't want to be working in no donut shop or no little gas station or no cake shop, and they don't want to live with a bunch of their family members in a house. And I laughed at the statement and I was like, okay, like where's that coming from? Because to own a small business, there's a lot of small business where it's just technical, low tech, where people are shipping medical supplies. Diabetes strips. You ever see those signs everywhere? There's all kind of low tech medical jobs I see out here. There's all kind of low tech home care service companies being started where people are providing home health care to elderly people. There's countless opportunities in the marketplace. For you to say that, you don't want to be in some little gas station, who is that insulting? The gas station man is making bank. I don't know if you know about Dearborn, Michigan, but 80% of the population is Arabic and Muslim, of Muslim descent. And a lot of Indians are there too. In Detroit, it's like right on the outside of Detroit. And guess where a bulk of those people do? They all, not all, but a bulk of them own the gas stations inside Detroit. Detroit has maybe 4, from the last report I saw, 4 black-owned gas stations. Out of the city that had 80% black people, have 4 black-owned gas stations. And the rest are owned by Arabic people who don't even live in the city of Detroit. You dig what I'm saying? So when you're insulting small business, I mean, some of it is skill versus where you are. If you don't have that skill, you need to go get your skills up. This one guy was saying that immigration hurts black people, and I'm like, I don't believe that. The engineer coming here from India did not steal jobs from Jerome, who don't have no engineering degree. He didn't. Where did he steal it from, right? That just doesn't make any sense. Same thing with a lot of these Americans that work in coal mines. Talking about these immigrants are coming here stealing jobs. No, there's a bunch of farm picking jobs out there. There's a bunch of low wage work out there if you want it. They're no one's gonna fight you for picking the fruit job. I'm sorry, they're not. Dang, thank you, President Hudson. Oh, thank you so much. You got a few copies of the Business Bible. Good, thank you. I mean, share them with your friends, But that's the thing. The reason I recommend that book, even though one lady was complaining, she was like, the ratings aren't that good. I was like, it's 672 pages. I don't even know if that person read the whole thing. 2, when you call me and ask me what kind of job or business should I start, Erica, I don't know you. How can I know your talent and skills? You have to do a personal inventory of yourself in order for you to know, right? Like, just like the guy was commenting about multiple people living in a house. Look, last time I checked, their home ownership rates are through the roof. So it's like, whatever they're doing, it's Don Summit, Belizeans work hard. They do. They work very hard. Every time I've gone to Belize, which I've been there maybe 6 times, the call center, they all up in that call center working hard. They up there doing all kind of stuff. And flirting hard too. You Belizeans flirt hard. I got like 3 marriage proposals last time I was there. I was like, you guys was working hard. But again, that's just like, again, facts and feelings, right? So it's like, the fact is the cheese has moved, right? The cheese has moved. You think you're just going to work, like, and I'm being really honest. When I was in high school, I told you guys this other video. There was a guy in there. He was in his mid to late 30s, working at Ruby Tuesday, and there was a guy the same like him at Logan Steakhouse when I was there, talking about easy money. I'm making easy money back here in the kitchen cooking, and y'all ain't making much money because the tips are slow. And it was like, bro, you making 15 an hour. Now that I'm a grown adult, I'm like laughing at even the thought of somebody 35, 36 years old thinking they're mocking waitresses and they're making like $15 an hour. So again, it's like, you got to really assess what are your skills and are they necessary? Because I do feel like with the coming recession that's coming, the reason I keep harking on credit so hard on this channel with you guys, I think a lot of people are like, Erica, you don't remember last time they cut people's credit lines. Why should I go out and get credit if they're going to just cut my lines? Well, fact remains is if you're using credit not for vacations and balling out, but actually using it to grow your business or grow your rental properties or fix any issues with your rental properties, you should be making your lines grow anyway. You should be getting your business bank accounts and business lines of credit be large anyway. Really large. Increase them. If every 90 days should they let you go down there and increase them, you should. So if they want to come back and cut it in half, Who cares? You got 100,000, so they cut it down to 50. So what? Get the credit now while you don't need it, because when it comes time, when they cut, last time when they cut, recession came, nobody even knew. They were like, what's going on? Whoop, recession. You know, people were not ready. They were not prepared. Make America great again, man. Them island boys is trying to get off that island hard. I'm like, bro, I don't need to bring you to America so then you can chase women in America. I don't know how they do, but I've heard they cut up when you bring them home, okay? So, I mean, it's just one of those things of like, in order to win, you got to be in the game. There's a lot of people just trying to like, I'm going to wait, you know, I'm going to buy a house, you know, when the market crashes, I'm going to do all this stuff. I'm buying. No, you're not. I keep saying this, and this is the last time I'll try to say it. No, you're not. I know what happened last recession. They called their friends. They called their family. They called people they knew had money. And they went in and bought up everything. And we're just chilling. You got to get in the game. Right now, I'm going to Dallas, and people are like, oh, you know, I don't know. Dallas is expensive. I waited for years. Are you kidding me? You think Dallas is going to get cheaper? Where? You think Dallas? You think Austin, Texas? You think Houston's going to get cheaper? Again, I tell you guys, the wealthier people are moving to the middle of the cities, and people who cannot afford to live in the cities are going to be living on the edges. Now, you're going to have nice edges and you're going to have rough edges. But you can see certain parts of, on the edges of Atlanta, on the edges of some places in South Carolina, you'd be like, ooh, it's not just the sticks out here, it is the ghetto sticks. It's like 12 people up in a house, maybe a huge house out in the country, but most of the people in that house ain't doing much. Now, that same thing goes for Hispanic people here in Texas. I'm in Texas, and there are several little spots in Georgetown where it'll be 2 or 3 trailers. It's plenty of Mexicans all over there. They may not be Mexican, they may be something else. And I'm not saying they're not working hard, but there's some laziness out there. There's some chilling out in the sun out there. So, you know, don't get it twisted. I want people to win, but if you're not in the game now, declaring you're gonna sit on the sidelines and wait, that don't work either. That don't work either. Don't go in on South Carolina. Cash Buddy, I will go in on South Carolina. I'm from North Carolina. North Carolina is the better Carolina. No, just messing. Yeah, skills. You got to get those skills up. You got to get in the game. You got to get the skills up. SC, it is about, okay, so here's my thing. There was a time where I was like in a crunch. I had lost my business. I was like, I got out of a relationship. I was like, I got to get better. I got to work out. I got to be looking good. I got to be reading books. I got to improve what I feel like I was missing on. And so then I was like studying. And then like people are like, what books do you read? I'm like, yo, I have 12 boxes of books in storage right now. Like, my house is full of books. Like, even if I made a list of all the books I read, even if you read them all, it was a 3-year mental process of like getting better and better and applying everything I was learning. Also, being in an office as a billings manager and seeing the behind the scenes on how to do the stuff for the paint company for commercial. Like a lot of times it's learning as you take action, because you can plan all day. Again, I told you guys I have a friend and they were planning for some app and he kept waiting. So finally he goes to the lawyer, he goes to the trademark office, and he's like, all right, here's my information, I'm ready to go. And he's like, yo, where were you? Last year they just changed the law. I can't even get you through the door because they, you know, laws on gambling and certain type of apps. So the way the economy is moving, the way your ideals are moving, if you are not taking action on your ideals, they're worthless. Ideals are everywhere. I've said this a million times. You can watch TV at late night infomercials and there's somewhere on their couch going, I thought of that ideal, but did you do anything? No. So now the infomercial guy is going to make $3 million and you're not. And don't sleep on infomercials. Infomercials make money. They make crazy money, and they're not even that expensive. Damn, Maurice did a lot of corn and gold teeth in South Carolina. Damn, Maurice, I didn't even hit him like that. You didn't have to do him like that. Dang. South Florida is heck expensive, Spencer Shelley. You know, Jacksonville's better. Tampa's a little bit better. Like Amanda Young, I have a video on the channel on Slow and Low series videos of Amanda Young. And she was a nurse, white nurse, single mom, raising her son, And she was finding deals. She was like on the phone calling for deals in Tampa, South Carolina. I mean Tampa, Florida. And then eventually she's like even saying now, Erica, it's getting so expensive. It's getting so expensive. Like I'm having to put more money up. So again, if you're not in the game, you wouldn't know that. Like if you just sit here, same thing in Austin. The house I looked at 3 years ago that could have been a rental was $1.5. Now it's $285 for sale. The same exact house. The house I was showing you on the videos last year, that same house went from $280,000 to $400,000. So again, when people tell you they're gonna get in the game, yeah, I'm sitting on the side, I'm holding money. You're like, holding it in what? Quarters, silver, gold, stocks. What if the stocks fall? Now you can't cash out all them stocks like you planned. That's why on this channel I'm talking about always building a portfolio that is a table. Everything shouldn't just be in your 401k. Everything shouldn't just be in stocks. You should have a balance. You know, when so my last video, a couple videos ago, I said something about silver. I have silver. I buy silver, and I give my nephews, like, they ask for a 20, I give them a silver bar, which they are annoyed about every time I do it. But what happens is the money's just diversified, right? It's in a safe and it's diversified. And if I need to go cash it out, I can. And the problem is people don't have, everything's either put in a 401k that they're not paying a lot of attention to, or they're not putting any energy on. If you could squeeze out an extra $500 a month somewhere out of your budget, and let's say you just buy one monthly dividend stock every month with that extra squeezed out money, and then at the end of the year you look up, you got $6,000 and you want to cash it out and go invest in a rental or go invest in something you can afford, that is a plan. At least you have a focus, a plan, a 12-month action plan. Some people have no 12-month action. So it's just crazy. Happy Friday. I forgot about silver bars. Loving the lending club. Yeah, Gloria, good luck. Okay, so I've been talking a lot about lending club, and people act like, Erica, I don't want to hear about lending club. Lending club offers loans to business owners, offers loans to all kind of people, and you can invest in lending club. And as you invest in lending club, you get paid back. Now, I always pick 36-month notes. There are 60-month notes. I always pick 36-month notes. 3 years is long enough to be done with it. So it's just one of those things. But just the other day when I was showing you guys, you just don't, people are thinking you need these giant $1 million businesses to live a great life. That's just not true. Like, I showed you the guy the other day selling those t-shirts. That dude is able to work for the Olympics. He's training for the Olympics to be an Olympic lifter. I forgot what his specialty is, but he's Olympic training. But he sells those t-shirts, and that's enough to cover his gym training, cover his life. So it's one of those things you have to really, I don't think people understand that to start a business, sometimes they're making it way bigger, way more complicated in their head. So even with the class I'm teaching, the ATM, laptop ATM course, even with the business credit, business course, like, you literally could have 10 clients a month and still be doing fine. Depends on your prices. Depends on your skill level. It's one of those things. Yolanda Wesley, go to silver.com. That's just one I usually go to. Keep it simple. Now, also, when it comes to buying silver and gold, if you look in your town, you'll already see there's companies that will buy silver and gold from you. So those people are out there. But again, the easy part right now. President Hudson, Erica, how about investing in acres of land? I've been looking into that lately. I'd love your thoughts. Okay, so it depends on what city you're in. What do you plan on doing with the land? When it comes to buying land, and if you're getting loans on it, and what are loans? If you're going to need a loan to buy the land, be aware that right now a lot of land loans you have to have 50% down. Unless you say, here's the written up plans from I'm going to do in the future with the plans, or written up plans from a contractor of what potentially plan on doing with the land, then usually the land loan is only 25% down or 20% down. Now, there are people who do seller financing when it comes to land lots. There's all kind of stuff you can do with that. owner financing, all kinds of stuff. But it just depends on what you're planning with it. Is it near a road? Are you going to do a farm? Are you going to turn it into, are you going to put houses out there? Are you going to build a multifamily out there? The choice is yours. Call Sneed. That's a hustle right there. He was in Miami last week. Very expensive. Several of the Uber drivers were real estate wholesalers. They offered free tours of cheap homes. Yeah. That is how you make it. Listen, and those guys, good for them. They're putting money in their pocket. They're meeting potential buyers. That's how you do it. Like right now, there's a place I drive by all the time, and it has these little small. It looks like a little. They call them Kanga houses, Kanga. Maybe missed the spelling a little bit, but they look like a little office, like a little trailer, something you'd have in your backyard. Instead of a shed, it'd be like a little office. And they are selling like hotcakes all over Austin. And sometimes you can get them a little bit bigger, and they'll have a bathroom, a shower, a little kitchenette area, and people put them in their backyard and be Airbnb in those bad boys, right? Because if they're putting it on Craigslist, or even if they put it on Craigslist, renting it out to somebody, people are making money 6 ways to Sunday. So if you guys got any questions, it's a Freedom Friday. I'm done with most of my topics, but again, people hate facts. So if there are any questions, throw them in there. Again, it's like 61 of you on here. Let's get those likes up, just so YouTube knows I love this channel. We had a very big YouTuber visit in the comments the other day. I was shocked. That person has 1.4 million subscribers on their channel, and for them to visit my channel, it made me feel good. So let's make sure we get the likes up, just so we're in the good graces of Daddy YouTube. Ben the Barton said, if you don't hate facts, hit the like button. That is very true. I mean, it helps, whether you guys don't think it does or not, but it really does help. It helps with the algorithm. But I'm in Texas right now, and I remember telling somebody, what's up, Julia Dixon? I was working at an apartment complex that was Section 8, but it was brand new. So it was a mix of regular incomes and Section 8 income, right? So they're in there, it's a mix. And what was so crazy is there was a girl in there. She had a master's degree, y'all. Straight up master's degree. And I was like, yeah, that's good, girl. Where are you gonna go work now? Girl, Texas is in a recession. Everybody in the office about broke up laughing. Just broke up laughing. Like, what are you, girl? Texas is in a recession? You better get up out this office lying, okay? And the thing was, she never worked. She literally left high school, went to college, had a baby, then had a second baby. Sorry, kicked me off for a second. Anyway, so so I don't know how much y'all heard. It kind of kicked me off for a second. I'll just again. I was working at an apartment complex, brand new apartment complex, and it had Section 8 people in there, but they also had a majority of people with regular working jobs, right? And so, sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. I understand they're trying to mix it up to help, kind of stop these like pockets of poverty in one neighborhood. And so anyway, we had a girl come in. She got 2 kids. She's a beautiful girl. 2 little girls. No, a little girl, little boy. And I'm in the office, and I'm like, congratulations, you got your master's degree. Girl, where are you going to work? And she's like, oh, girl, Texas is in a recession. Everybody in the office starts laughing like Texas is in a recession? Are you serious right now? Yeah, it's in a recession. Everybody was like, girl, bye. Stop this crazy talk. The funny part was, it just was like her mindset. Her mindset was the thought that Texas was in a recession when people are moving here every day of the week getting jobs is ridiculous. But she was the type of person who basically left high school, graduated high school, went straight to college, been going all these years, had a baby, then had a second baby, and then went and got her master's degree, but had never really worked. So she was getting, not only was she getting college supplement money, she was getting government checks, and she was on Section 8. And my whole thing is, if you have enough mindset to do all that and finish college and get a master's degree, and then you sit here and tell me you don't know about we're in a recession, that's a west up mindset. Your mindset is jacked up. And honestly, that's scary to me. But literally, HR jobs, we were like, I was sitting there talking to her, I was like, well, you can go work at Lowe's, Home Depot, HEB, you can go get an HR job there. They'll train you up, because these white collar jobs are not going to train you as much for HR. And you can see the look in her face, like she was upset with me. Like, how dare I suggest she go work at H-E-B, Home Depot, or Lowe's when she still would be in an office. She still could wear office clothes. She still could go in the back, not be out there talking to people, and be an HR person. And that is part of facts versus feelings. You may feel you want to wear corporate America attire and make six figures, but if you don't have any experience with the skill, it's just a piece of paper. You ain't never worked. You got 2 babies, they ain't never worked. And a master's degree and a degree. That does not, there's no experience tied to that. So it's one of those things where, you know, I just always am like very cautious. So Julie Dixon question, can I rename my LLC to more generic? Yes, you just have to fill out the form on your Secretary of State website, and that would change its name. Or you can just do you can do a division, but you still would have to do it. Maurice Anderson, when is the paying course coming out? Dude, it is so crazy right now. You guys saw I took a 4-day break just trying to produce content and make sure I keep up with work and keep up with clients' credit repair, just making sure I'm on top of everybody's stuff, nobody's falling behind or falling through the cracks. So again, I try, but I don't want to put something out again like I just did the credit repair course. I want to make sure it's already done. So by the time you get it, it's done. So I got to go back on there every day. Twin, who's that? There's only one Erica. So, Gloria Mitchell, yes, depending, like, let's say you have, here's how I would break it down. Let's say you have a house on Foster Lane in Dallas, and then there's another house in Dallas. You could put those two in the LLC together. You could. I think that's fine. They're both in Dallas. But if anything happens, any kind of lawsuit, any kind of craziness, they get whatever in that LLC. So that's why people suggest more than one LLC, because like you just want whatever's tied to that house. So, but if they're in different states, I would recommend different LLCs just for bank account purposes. Like I would want the money from that LLC to just go straight to that bank account from that person paying their rental checks every month. And let's say if it had any mortgage tied to it, the mortgage comes straight out of that account and no other. Like no commingling. Hello, Taru. All right, everybody. I'm going to run. I have a phone call to do. Even on the road, man. Got a phone call to do. So I got a phone call to do. I don't want to be late for the phone call. Thank you guys for coming. Anybody who had any questions. Cam's not here, but you already know. Hit the lower button for the description. Usually the links are there. You guys have a great weekend. You'll see some clips on Instagram of the show while I'm here and while I'm speaking. Dre's gonna take some pictures with my camera, hopefully. Peace out, y'all. Peace out, Ben the bartender. Please hit the like button before you leave. Thank you for getting those likes up. Thank you, President Hudson, for the $10 super chat. You are the sponsor of today's show. Man, Derek Bailey, when people say some crazy stuff like that, I really just was like, are you serious, girl? Come on now. You know better. So anyway, everybody, have a great day.